In the early 8th century, the Umayyad Caliphate, with its capital in Damascus, is the largest empire the world has seen since the days of Rome. From India to the Atlantic, it spans continents. In the year 711, Muslim forces under Tariq ibn Ziyad land at Gibraltar, and within months they shatter the Visigothic kingdom of Spain. The last Visigothic king, Roderick, is killed in battle, and the gates of Toledo swing open with barely a fight. Instead of retreating, the conquerors press on. Musa ibn Nusayr arrives in 712 with more forces, and together with Tariq, the Umayyads claim the Iberian Peninsula. Though both are soon recalled to Damascus, their successors solidify Muslim control over Spain and begin pressing into the lands beyond the Pyrenees. By 719, Muslim armies seize Narbonne and establish a garrison in Gothic Gaul. By 725, their raiding parties reach deep into Burgundy. The frontier with Frankish territory is now a battleground. To the north, the Frankish kingdoms are fractured, their Merovingian kings little more than ceremonial rulers. But one man commands true power: Charles, mayor of the Palace of Austrasia, a battle-hardened general and a master strategist. Charles Martel is forging unity through war. In 731, he marches twice into Aquitaine to suppress the Duke, who was allied with a rebellious Berber chieftain named Munusa. And though victorious, Charles cannot fully tame the region. Meanwhile, in the south, the Muslim governor of Cordoba, Abdurrahman al-Ghafiqi, leads a punitive expedition against Munusa. The rebel is defeated, possibly killed, or forced to take his own life, but Abdurrahman sees an opportunity. Aquitaine is vulnerable, and Charles' grip on the south is tenuous. In 732, he gathers a formidable army and invades. Charles responds. He raises a disciplined Frankish army, composed largely of infantry, slow but unshakable. Marching south, he positions his forces near the Loire River to protect Tours and the revered Abbey of St. Martin. Abdurrahman continues his advance along the Roman road. Bypassing Poitiers and burning the church of St. Hilary, he marches straight towards Charles's army. The battle remains uncertain. Somewhere in the wooded hills between Tours and Poitiers, the two armies collide. The battle begins, and the Umayyads launch repeated cavalry assaults against the Frankish line, but the infantry stands immovable. According to a famous Al-Andalusian chronicle in 754, it reads, "The northern people stood immobile as a wall, like a glacier in the cold regions. The Franks packed tight, shield to shield, and absorbed every charge." As the day wears on, Frankish troops, possibly led by the Duke of Aquitaine, strike the Muslim camp from the rear. Panic erupts, and many Muslim warriors break from the front to protect their families and possessions. In the chaos, Abdurrahman is killed. Leaderless and under pressure, the Umayyad army withdraws under the cover of night. By morning, Charles finds the field empty. He does not pursue, wary of ambush, but the danger has passed, for now. Though later hailed as the saviour of Christendom, the truth is more nuanced. Abdurrahman's campaign bore the hallmark of a raid, aimed at plunder, not conquest. Had he lived, he may have returned south with his spoils. Still, Charles's victory has lasting consequences. With the Duke of Aquitaine humbled, Charles asserts his authority over the region. But after the Duke's death in 735, his successors rebel, forcing Charles to return with fire and sword. True control would not come until decades later under Charlemagne. Meanwhile, the Umayyads strike again. In 737, they capture Nîmes, raiding as far as Lyon and devastating the Rhone Valley. Charles, campaigning in Frussia, rushes back with the help of his brother, Childebrand. He halts the advance, but cannot take Narbonne. Further raids follow in 739 and 740, and the threat grows so large that Charles appeals to the Lombards. Eventually, he subdues Provence, but by his death in 741, the frontier between Muslim Spain and Frankish Gaul remains contested. Charles Martel the Hammer dies a man revered not only for his victory at Tours, but for laying the foundations of a new imperial order, and his grandson Charlemagne would be crowned Emperor of the Romans and establish the Spanish March, a lasting Christian buffer south of the Pyrenees.